What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent some Huns from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hunbot industry like myself.
It's what you do, making me feel like I'm falling, and when you're moving, I can...
So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that there's so much exciting stuff happening right now. I cannot wait until I'm able to share that news with you guys, but I'm sorry to say it's probably going to be a while before I'm able to talk about that publicly, but just know that some really good stuff is coming pretty soon. I'm working with some ladies who are so awesome and so talented, and I can't wait to see all of our hard work come to life, but I can't share it with you guys just yet. However, I do want to share with you guys, I got my office stuff set up. Obviously you can see the ring light in that, but my head covers it whenever I'm filming. And also, let's just disregard the, oh, you can't even see it, I don't think. Here. Oh, maybe you can. Anyways, I still have the Home Goods sticker on it because I didn't feel like getting the Goo Gone out, and I'm just, you know, bougie like that. But super pumped about that. My husband made me this table. I don't know if you guys can see it. It has gold legs and then a white top. My husband made that for me while I was gone. I went to a Tough Mudder last weekend. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that. But I went to a Tough Mudder last weekend. Unfortunately, I had to walk most of it, and I couldn't do some of the obstacles because of my health conditions that I'm currently dealing with. But I had tons of fun. We had a girls' weekend, and it was super fun. Also, I'm gonna continue doing small business shout outs, but I realized in one of my last videos that I never really explain in my videos now how the small business shout out thing works, and so someone who's just coming to my channel and doesn't know probably has no idea that I do this. So basically, having been with an MLM and MLMers claiming that they are a small business and, you know, taking advantage of the support small businesses hashtag, I decided to take it upon myself to actually support small businesses. So each video I do a segment supporting some type of small business or highlighting some type of small business. So if you have a small business that you'd like to nominate for me to highlight, then email mymlmhorrorstory@gmail.com and make the subject line all capital letters that says like small business shout out or small business highlight, something of that sort. Some businesses send me some of their products that they have to offer just so I can like show you guys firsthand and give you guys my opinion on them, and some do not, which is totally fine too. So whatever you want to do, just email that email. Don't message me like on Instagram about it or anything like that, because you guys probably know by now that my Instagram messages are way backed up. Even like my request folders is way backed up, and so if you send me a small business request on there, I probably won't see it. So send it to the email if you're looking for a small business highlight or small business shout out. Today's small business shout out goes to Aurora Day Spa in Frisco, Texas. Michelle reached out hoping for a small business shout out for her friend Andrea Beckner, who's a massage therapist and esthetician. Andrea offers massages, facials, waxing, eyebrow tinting, and makeup application. Andrea has been a licensed massage therapist and licensed esthetician since 2001. She won multiple awards through her previous company before she started her own spa. Andrea is able to, through a complete consultation, do exactly what her clients need, want, and deserve. She's competent, knowledgeable, and reliable. So definitely if you're in the Frisco, Texas area or in the Dallas area, I would say, then check out Aurora Day Spa and ask for Andrea. And now to the fun stuff. So as you guys know, I mentioned before, I'm working on a big project with a couple of friends, and upon working on this project, I came across some old paperwork that I made notes on or what have you when I was in my MLM. So today we're just gonna go over everything that I found and kind of explain and react to all the stuff that is within those notes, which is pretty dreadful, but we're gonna do it anyway. I came across some very, very cringy and actually pretty despicable, is that the right word? Sure. Despicable notes from my previous company, or like just working throughout the day, and different notes I made based on like my work. So today we're gonna go over those. Okay, so first things first, I've talked about this before, but it's called a 100s list, and this is something that people are encouraged to do when they first join. Basically, make a list of 100 people that they think could benefit from the products or the business. So I found some of these blank ones, which is fine, you know, whatever, but y'all, hopefully I don't cut off the top of my head for this entire video because I keep sitting up and it cuts it off, but we're gonna roll with what we have. Okay, So I found these. These are all names of people that I messaged or that I had planned to message to join the business or order products. So in case you thought that your messages from MLM girls who specifically picked out your profile because they thought you'd be so good at what they do, in case you thought that was like authentic, just know that these are all names of, let's see, I'm gonna count how many pages I have here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages of probably like 30 to 50 people on each page. So at the very minimum, I have roughly 400 names here of people that I thought could benefit from the products or the business. So just to kind of go over, like you hear boss babes all the time talking about how they can work from anywhere, or they can work from their phone, or they just were working all day in their office. In case you wonder like what that entails, like what is working when you're in an MLM, I'm gonna show you. So here's the first example, and of course I'm gonna have to like blur out all these names, but essentially it's just a list of names of people that I was going to message or I did message, how I was going to contact them. So these all say FB, so Facebook, and then on the right hand side I put their response. So like this first one says thinking about it, the next one says ordering hair, skin, and nails, and then it says ordered LC, which would be loyal customers. So that person signed up as a loyal customer with hair, skin, and nails. This one says maybe broke but wants no extra money. Notice how I didn't say no, because no doesn't mean no, it means not right now. So I put maybe broke but wants no extra money. So that is a main part of like what people do when they're working in an MLM. And when I said 30 to 50 people to a page, I think I kind of underestimated there, because then there's pages like this. I'm gonna have to blur out all the names, but we have three columns of 33 people per column. So I think it's safe to say there's well over 400 people that I was contacting here. Here's another page of people that I checked in with, and I'm just gonna read to you guys some of the things that I wrote to this, like next to them, as for like why they wouldn't join or whatever. This one says possibly wanted more info, then no response. And then it says checked back week later, waiting on response.
So it's not right now, silly gooses.
Silly geese, if you will. This one says no, tried it, too broke. At least I had the common sense to know not to tell her that
That's why she needs this business.
This must have been very early on in the business, because I have my mom on here and it says yes, ordering now, LC, loyal customer. So I would say this is probably like 2014, maybe 2013. On this one I put no, has cancer. At least I had the common sense enough to just put no, has cancer. A lot of people in MLMs would take advantage of that. Say like,
You know, you have so many doctor's appointments. Wouldn't it be nice to just be able to work from your phone so you don't have to worry about taking off work to attend your doctor's appointments?
or you know, like
Natural medicine and plant-based supplements would really help.
at least I knew enough not to do that. And I remember this girl specifically. I like checked out her page and saw that she was like going through chemotherapy and decided against contacting her. So good on me for that, at least. Like, I'll give myself that. And then for this girl I put contemplating, and I'm not showing you guys only because I don't want to like have to blur out every single thing on this page. But next to this girl it says contemplating, will let me know. So I don't know why I put let me know in quotations, but I feel like maybe it's because a lot of people said that they would let me know and then they like never let me know, you know. And now I know it's just like their nice way of letting you down. They don't want to be like,
No, I'm not interested, leave me alone.
so they're like, oh yeah, I'll let you know, and then they never let you know. So if you're in an MLM and you're watching this, which is highly unlikely, but if that's the case, if somebody says that they'll let you know, it's their nice way of telling you no. So just like end it there. You know what I also have a lot of on these papers, which is like very sketchy? I have a lot of like card numbers and addresses and stuff written down. I'm assuming just because I was like putting it into the computer and I was like on my computer while I was doing it, or I was on my phone while I was doing it, so I didn't want to like have to go back and forth and figure out the card numbers or whatever. But It's a little sketchy. Okay, so that's all I have to go over with my lists of people, but there's more. So among all of these papers with the lists of names and everything else, I found a couple of different pieces of paper. I'm gonna get to the juicy stuff last, so definitely stick around. But this one, I just kind of wanted to show you kind of what happens at month end. Okay, so at the end of the month, you guys know end of the month is the time where people like have to maintain their ranks or they have to reach their ranks or whatever. And I'll pop in a chart here so that I can kind of explain it better. If you haven't seen the video of me like breaking down the compensation plan type thing, I'll link it up here so you guys can definitely watch that. But there are different boxes that you have to fill in with a certain amount of volume at the end of the month in order to reach your rank or maintain, reach your rank? In order to reach your rank or maintain your rank, you have to reach like a certain number of volume in a certain number of boxes or whatever. But basically, I have my husband Chad here. So my husband joined the business. Basically, I worked his business for him. So we've got my husband Chad, and then it goes down the people that are on his team or were on his team, and then how much volume they need at the end of the month in order to help me maintain my rank. So then I have like my front line, so those are people on my front line, and that's how much volume they needed for me to maintain. And then it goes on to the rest of my organization and what they need in order for me to maintain. And they did not make this easy for you. So these numbers are based on me going into my back office and calculating the projected volume for the month. So like halfway through the month, I would go in and through each customer in my downline, I would have to project how much they were going to order based on what they ordered last month, and then estimate my numbers for the end of the month. So I knew when I enrolled customers where those customers needed to go in order for me to maintain my rank. So these numbers are projected numbers that I came up with based on going through every customer and every distributor on my team to figure out how much volume I needed in order to maintain. There's definitely a math aspect to it. A very large portion of it is math based. They make it complicated for a reason, in my opinion. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over some papers that I found that must have been notes to a certain training that I was doing. This first one is an Instagram training. So it goes over like what needs to be in your bio if you're in an MLM, right? So it says no stories in your bio, just little snippets of your story. Use lots of emojis to draw people in, which is very humorous to me now because I see lots of emojis and my first thought is, okay, they're with an MLM. Like, I think a lot of emojis now is just tacky. No, it works in your profile. It's almost like we knew that there was like a little bit of sketchiness going on with MLMs and that we shouldn't claim it in our profile because it had a bad name. It says it works does not define you, which is pretty humorous because for a lot of people it does define them. For me it did for a long time. What to post on Instagram? Mostly life posts incorporating your business. Create emotion with your posts. Post about fashion, funny, faces, food, finances, and family. Who posts about their finances on social media? MLM girls, that's who. Talk about how it works is changing your life. This part says follow, follow, follow all the time. Expose your business to as many people as possible. Your market equals endless. This is something that like social media has changed about the network marketing industry. I feel like it didn't used to be as slimy back in the day when like these companies first started because social media wasn't around to allow people to like break through that barrier of only reaching their friends and family. So in an MLM, you reach out to people that you know personally, which they call your warm market, or people that are already on your friends list. And then once you reach all of your warm market, you run into this wall and have nobody else to talk to. So then you start reaching into your cold market is what they call it. So people that you don't already know, but you're building your friends list so they become your warm market. As many benefits that social media has, I feel like in this scenario, it has hurt a lot of things because it allows people to keep preying on vulnerable people because a lot of people on the internet, they're looking for that like community, that friendship, ship, you know, that kind of stuff you can find on the internet now. So they're kind of taking advantage of that to break through that wall, which kind of sucks. But then again, social media can be used for stuff like this, like exposing that kind of stuff so that it doesn't keep happening. Yeah, I even wrote right here, make your cold market into your warm market. I also put on here, turn on notifications for potentials, which is funny because I still get notifications like so-and-so has made a post, because we turned our notifications on for those people so that when they made a post, we could go interact with them and like build that relationship, if you will. And then it says personal message not about the business before ever bringing up the business, which when I was in, I had this theory that building relationships was like the way to get people because you had that like emotional connection with them. But now being out of it and like looking at it from an outsider's perspective, I feel like if somebody was just straight up with me and was like,
hey, do you want to try my products?
I'd have so much more respect for them than somebody who's like trying to act like they want to get to know me, but they really only want me to buy their products, you know? I feel like it's less sketchy to just be upfront and honest with people. I also wrote no dirty laundry on social media and no other distributors, which is kind of funny because like they prey on the whole like women empowerment thing, but they don't want other distributors on their page. Oh, this is a good one because I don't know how I ever kept up with this. So this must have been like a new person training or something. Maybe when I like sign new people, I use these notes to train them. I'm not really sure, but it says the 3x3 rule, which the 3x3 rule was a rule when I first joined that kind of reminded you how many times you're supposed to post every day. So the 3x3 rule was 3 personal posts and 3 business posts every day. But the catch is the 3 personal posts, some of them should include how it works is changing your life. And I even said that in here, like right here. Some should include how it works is changing your life. And then the 3 business posts were before and after photos, no pictures with words, I'm not sure what that means, and then create lots of feeling that people can relate to. So that's like a huge tactic that MLMs use too, is create feeling behind every post, because people are more likely to fall for something or like to fall in love with you as a person and then buy your product or join your business if they have an emotional connection with you. It's very highly encouraged to create lots of feeling with your posts so that you can manipulate people into joining. Message anyone who likes or comments. Nothing too wordy, just
Hey girl, I saw you liked my post. Are you interested?
Number 3, keep your dirty laundry off of social media. Always be positive. And I've talked about this a lot in my videos, how there's this toxic positivity that goes on within MLMs where it encourages people to suppress negative feelings. So then when they actually have negative feelings, they just build up and build up and build up, and then they explode or they're taken out on people on the outside or whatever. It says no one should ever be able to tell when you're having a bad day, which truly is so unbelievably sad. Like if you can't talk to other people about you having a bad day, what are you even a part of? Like if you can't confide in other people or your social media, like whatever, if you can't be yourself, why are you doing it? Like there's no point. This part's funny. Message at least 10 to 25 new people every single day. And then it says or more. I did at least 100 per day when I first started. And that's true. I mean, I just showed you guys the papers to prove it. Then there's this one. It says Zoom meeting for new DTs. DTs is just distributors. So this was like another training outline that I made for new distributors. It specifically says here too, target people you know will support you, which just goes to prove the fact that like MLM girls are encouraged to like take advantage of the people closest to them and like manipulate them into supporting them. In my opinion, that's what MLMs are built off of. They just find more people to manipulate and take advantage of the people who want to support them, who find more people do the same thing, and that's how the top is still thriving, because people fall off and then they just find other vulnerable people to manipulate the people closest to them to support them, buy their products, join their business, or whatever. It also says here, don't prejudge anyone, they may need you. We were always taught to act as if we had this opportunity that people needed. Like we were lucky to be a part of this opportunity because other people need us to talk about it. Jump in, get going ASAP, no matter how little you know. Quit waiting, make a move. If that's not like the biggest red flag, like you know nothing about the products, you've never used the products, but get in and get moving right away, regardless of how much you know. Don't make your why your excuse. I've also talked about this one a lot on my channel, and it is absolutely heartbreaking. Like, essentially means like if you join the business because you want to make a better life for your family or you want to spend more time with your kids, you can't use your kids as your excuse to why you can't work. So if you join because you want more time with your kids and then you're spending more time with your kids instead of working your business, that is held over your head and used against you because you're making your why your excuse to why you can't. So sad. This is how they manipulate people into like missing their kids' activities so they can work, or working on a holiday or whatever. Like, they use this all the time to manipulate people into working when they shouldn't be working, and when they would ideally in the real world have a day off of work, they manipulate them into working harder on those days. It's gross. It says everyone is busy, set aside time. Same concept here. Like, I remember it was almost like a bragging point to be really busy and still work your business. Like, there was one girl on my team, she was a mom, she was a teacher, she was a coach, like she had so much on her plate and she still like made time to work her business, and it was a bragging point. But the thing is, like, you're already busy and you're already doing all these things, and then you have to put in this extra thing into the equation. You're gonna have to take away from something, you know? So a lot of times that came in the form of taking time away from your kids, which is sad. People join this thing to like get more time with their kids. The next one, don't be afraid to talk to new distributors about auto ship. You know how I said like the distributors are the customers? There you go. If you did not run your auto ship, you were shamed. You were not taken seriously. You did not take the business seriously. You did not want to be successful. One of the first questions that the higher ups like would always ask if you were stuck in your business is, are you running an auto shipment? If you said no, some of them wouldn't even give you the time of day. They wouldn't even continue to talk to you and like walk you through or talk you through your issues. They just wouldn't even talk to you anymore because you're not taking your business seriously, but still try to claim that like the distributors aren't the customers. This was also a quote that they used all the time. Would you work really hard for 5 years to make $1 million in 1 year? So their theory on this was like, work really, really hard and make these sacrifices and miss out on time with your family, miss out on holidays, like spend your weekends working for 5 years so that you can make $1 million at the end of the 5 years. So like your residual income would build up to where you were making $1 million on year 5 or whatever. So make the sacrifices now so you don't have to later, essentially. But I'm here to tell you, I was in for going on 5 years. I was like on my 5th year, and I did not make $1 million. So this part cracked me up. It says build relationships with your team, potentials, and customers. I like how I like refer to people like on my feed as potentials. That's nice. It says relationships equals all the money. Don't give negative Nancy's the time of day. Anybody that questioned you or like what you were doing or didn't agree with what you were doing was a negative Nancy. So you're just supposed to like cut them off. And then I talked about the 3x3 rule again, which like, how did I come up with that much content? I have trouble coming up with like one piece of content a day on like Instagram or whatever. Like, I don't know how I did that, but all right. I have another one here. I think it's notes. Oh yeah, because it has a name of a girl and then it has FB training. So I think I took notes at like this girl's training, which I'm gonna like black out her name, but I'll show it to you guys. So, okay, so this is this one. It's so bright. It said 3 before and after photos, morning, noon, and night, which is funny to me. Now I see a before and after photo and I think it's so spammy and I immediately am like, all right, what MLM are they a part of? But still, everyone has to share my before and after photo. Keep your trash off of Facebook. I mean, I get people like yelling at their baby daddy on Facebook is a little like tacky, but like keep your trash off of Facebook. Does this mean like any issues that are going on in your life, Probably. Like, we were encouraged to never put anything political, to never have an opinion one way or another, because we didn't want to scare off the other side of the opinion. And yeah, so keep your trash off of Facebook. That's nice. Follow anyone over 18. Post personal things. Show emotion, which this could be so toxic, because I see women who are like taking pictures of themselves crying and stuff, which I totally did, because they are taught to be overly emotional in order to connect with other women who are like them. So it's really sad that people feel like they have to be that vulnerable on social media in order for their business to thrive, you know? Post every hour. This literally says post every hour. This used to be a thing, and I used to do it. I don't know how. And then in all caps here it says always positive, like never anything negative. Toxic positivity at its finest. It says hire solid distributors. Hire, like you're employing them. Keep showing what it's doing for your life. Give people a positive image of you. AKA, don't have an opinion, just be positive all the time so that people see you in a positive light and want to join your team. This says negative people equals bye. Bye. Alrighty then. Okay, so I'm gonna like scroll through some of my other notebooks, but my camera might die. So if my camera dies, I'm just gonna do an outro right now just in case. Okay, so my computer... Okay, so my camera died, so if it like looks a little bit different or it's like cut weird, that's why. I forgot to charge my computer. I forgot to charge my camera after the people left that I was working with this week, so I'm kind of like trying to squeeze whatever I can out of these two batteries. But I found this notebook that I always used while I was in, and I found my old Tony Robbins notes, which I kind of wanted to do a separate video on, but I did want to read this little part of this journaling entry that I did. So right when you get to the Tony Robbins event, they have you write down like where you're at. So where you're at like in your career and your relationship and your health, I think. Here's what I wrote for where I was at on Wednesday, July 10th, 2019. Right now, I run a network marketing business primarily because it pays the bills. I love the community it brings to my life and the feeling of helping people / coaching people to be successful. I hate the stress of relying on other people and feeling like I'm only out to make a sale on social media, since that is the ultimate goal. I love the freedom it gives me so much that I can't imagine going back to a normal job. I've struggled with letting my emotions control my business, which has hindered my success. I hear of the money other people are making and it inspires me, yet discourages me all at the same time. I am 2 ranks from the top of the company and my check this month was $1,700. I know I'm worthy of so much more than that, but feel like I am focused on the things that I'm passionate about, such as coaching and YouTube, so I'm not working my business the way I should. That's so sad to me that like I was working on the things that I was passionate about, but I was getting shamed for that. And so I made it like my responsibility to like make myself feel bad about it and work my business harder. I felt the need to give up on the things I was passionate about because I thought the reason I wasn't succeeding and my checks were so low, even though I was in the top 1% of the company, I thought the reason for that was because I was focused on the things I was passionate about and I wasn't working hard enough. Like, poor little 2019 Jessica. When I do something, I'm always a person to do it well. I don't half-ass anything, and I feel that I am good at all the things I do and could be successful at doing the things I'm passionate about, but I need guidance on where to turn and where to focus my time. I'm struggling to find a direction with my YouTube channel. I can't seem to settle on a niche, which I know is extremely important to success on YouTube. I love editing and putting my own humor into it. I feel like it's my way of expressing myself, art if you will. I also love writing and would love to write a book someday. I have a unique writing style and many people have told me that they love reading the things I write. I feel like I could impact so many people's lives with a book. I started a blog once, then I put in parentheses, oh look, another thing I took on but didn't take seriously. And people raved about it. That would be my ultimate goal. So then I like went a little bit further and it says, what's holding you back? And you're supposed to put like what's holding you back from making changes in your career, in your marriage, in your friendships or whatever. For career, it says, I think laziness is holding me back, but also the fear of no income if I dive headfirst into my passions that don't pay yet. And I'm here to tell you that thought came into my mind because the people who were in the MLM with me were telling me basically that I was crazy for pursuing something that wasn't yet bringing me an income. So they basically were shaming me for not working my business and working on something that wasn't paying me yet. The overwhelming feeling of trying to juggle them all has made me lazy and not want to focus on anything at all. Guidance is also holding me back, direction on where I want to take my YouTube channel in order to impact people the way God intended for me. I also lack ideas, and that holds me back from pursuing. I worry about how my team will be affected and what other people in the business will think of me if I stop. Seriously, I feel so bad for 2019, Jessica. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I know it was pretty low key, but I've had a very busy week. But like I said, I'm so excited to share with you guys what I've been working on, but it might be a while before I can share it. But I've had a very busy week, an exciting week nonetheless. I got my office done, and so hopefully I'll be able to work a little bit harder now on YouTube specifically. So yeah, drop down below what you guys want to see, and hopefully I can start working in some more of the teammates tell all thing, because I've kind of had to put that on hold. I haven't had time to like sit down and Zoom with my previous teammates or anything like that. So let me know what else you guys want to see besides that. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye!